Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday, everybody. How you doing? My name is Shauna U99, and it's Friday night. So that must mean one thing. For some reason, there's two WWE pay-per-views tomorrow. Not really pay-per-views. One's on YouTube for free. The other, I think, is on Netflix. But it also means that tonight's LiveWire. Week 4, ladies and gentlemen. We are halfway through the season officially. We're 2 weeks away from the trade deadline. That's always a fantastic show, so you're going to want to be here 2 weeks from now. But for tonight, we have reached the official halfway point of the season. We got some stats to go over. We got some standings to talk about. We got a couple trades to talk about, too. It was a crazy week in the VVHL, and I wouldn't expect anything less at this point of the season. Super happy to have you all here. Mediocre in the chat. Of course, you know I love those cheesesteaks. I love the Sad Attorney. And the boys there, they're giving it their all. Very proud that things are still trucking along there. Wishing you guys nothing but the best the rest of the way. And I'm not alone here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank goodness, because then I don't have to read out everything by myself. It's Mr. Back Blast Dan. Dan, how you doing, buddy?
Hola, hola, hola. I'm doing well. Halfway through season 7. Feels like it still just started. Yeah, a lot to cover. A lot of moving and shaking, a lot of standings changing, and that just seems to be the norm every week now, and I kind of love that.
Feels like we're only a few weeks removed from the Blue Dragons winning yet another championship, but we are already halfway through this season. Halfway to a new champion being crowned. Well, I mean, not counted playoff. Look, nobody likes a stickler, all right? Hey, Dan, before we get into anything, how'd those Sewer Kings do this week?
We did okay. You know, could have been better, but you know, you live and you learn. This is we've I know BMAC and Show have been trying some new lines, trying to figure out who's going to work what well with what, and it's just you know, everything's a process.
Everything's a process. It's not about how you're doing in week 4. It's how you're doing at the end of the season. And
you're damn right.
Still vying to get their stuff worked out. There's 1 or 2 teams, maybe 3, that's got things pretty worked out. But
oh yeah,
there's no counting out anybody else in these
no way.
In season 7. Quite
too early. It is too early, and way too many points to be had.
Yes.
We saw it last season. You had 10 teams really, truly vying for 8 spots. It legitimately came down to the Wednesday night. The last game decided the final playoff spots. I mean, it's going to be that way again. So every game counts, every point counts. Those overtime losses are going to mean something at some point. So I know those ones hurt, but those 1 points, I mean, it's going to be a battle for points. It's going to be very cool.
A battle is a good way to put it. Geez, I had a really good point. Now I forget it. Vroom, vroom, everybody. Happy Friday.
Vroom, vroom.
Whatever it was, I'm sure I'll remember it in a little bit. Let's get into the scores from this week's start.
It was very controversial. It was. Whatever you were going.
It was a hard stance on Chechnyan politics, and you know, if anybody's up for discussion on it later, my DMs are open. So yes, of course, absolutely, be undeniable, just like mediocre client and outcast say. We got Akito and Torch It in the chat too. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Let's get right into these scores. The Angry Birds are starting it off with a big win, 5-4 over the Himmy Huskies. 2 teams that are battling it out positionally there. We'll see how the rest of the night goes, but I believe both teams could leapfrog each other based off of the closeness in the standings right now. We've got the Hangry Moose. They continue to roll against a very good VVHL Lost Boys squad, 7-5 over them. The Dutchmen take down the, as Mediocre Client said, those scrappy cheesecakes, 6-2. The Degenerates over the Money Shots, 8-1. Sewer Kings, this is Tuesday, right? Yeah, it is. Sewer Kings fall to the Bravehearts, 9-3. Blue Dragons and Slicers, a rematch of the finals 2 seasons ago. 8-4, Dragons take that one. And the Snipers in our premier game of the night that was on stream, a great showing by them over a very dominant Tampa Bay tribe. Dan, tell me about 9:15. Geez, I'm in the old time slot still.
I mean,
we can always go back to those Slicers Dragons. Every time those teams battle, it's something to be watched. I think the Slicers are still figuring out their lines. They're playing really good hockey. They're winning in spurts, and the Dragons are you know what? Even without Sekels this week, put up a really really good performance this week. So I look at that, and then the Hangry Moose and the Lost Boys. Those are two super hot, very talented teams. I look at that 7-5 score, and I kind of wish I was a fly on the wall for that one. I was playing, unfortunately, in that loss for the Sewer Kings against the Bravehearts. But yeah.
You stole my answer in the Hangry Moose and the Lost Boys. That's 7-5.
Yeah, I just
two teams
listen.
in the top 5.
Here's what I'm going to do. Here, this is my new strategy, Sean. I'm just going to talk about all the matchups. Like, yeah, those are my choices.
No. You should do that 100%. I'm just trying to ping pong it back. We took these classes online, Dan. We took these online classes together. How to ping pong?
Yeah. I'm failing the class.
Also, we got Big Truck in the chat. You saying, yo, I was on D on Tuesday. What they got you on defense for? A premier scorer like yourself. Get that man on forward spot. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to tell teams what to do. Yeah, talk myself into a corner on that one. Let's jump right to 9:45. We've got the Angry Birds 2-0 on the night. 6-3 over the Philly Cheesecakes. Lost Boys bounce back. A big 9-6 win over the Money Shots. Hemmytown with a rebound there as well against the Sewer Kings. 8-4. Hangry Moose, as we were just talking about, 2-0 on the night. Maybe an OT win. We're going to talk about 3 stars and some of the stats in a little bit because I want to clear 2 things up, but that could be an overtime win. 9-8 Hangry Moose over the Slicers. The Snipers 2-0 on the night. 6-3 over a very good Dutchman team. That Snipers team is dangerous, I tell you. The Tribe bouncing back as well. 9-4 over the Degenerates. Oh, that's right. We played Tuesday. That's right. I was a part of that game. Man, that was a 1-goal game going into the third. We felt so good, and it's just a testament to how good the Tribe are, where in 10 minutes, I think they put up like 5 goals, and it hurt my feelings, all right? I don't want to talk about it. And the Dragons, 2-0 on the night, 8-5 over the Bravehearts. Dan, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, I think it's with the Tribe, when they do take the lead, the levees break. It's just one of those things where, you know, when you're playing a team that caliber, it really is trying to keep things at bay, play really good positionally, but when it happens, and it's unfortunate. I look at these scores, man. I look at Hemmytown. I believe that they won the first game, they won the second game. They've been playing really good hockey lately. I was a part of that game, and I got to tip my hat to those boys. They played really well, and I know Tels and Nikkei are scratching and clawing. I know they were disappointed with not being playoffs last season, and they're putting up a pretty good showing so far.
So just to harp on the Tribe a little more, they've got, I believe the line was Wax, JG, and Mike, and that's like the defense that line is capable of is so good because they launch Mike at you, and you dodge a hit, and you think, hey, that's good. I feel great about this situation. And as you look, Mike's turning around and JG's closing that gap on the pass across, and it's so difficult to play against. So kudos to that line. They were a very, very tough opponent. Straight on to 10-15. Lost Boys 2-1 on the night. Good rebound for them. 10-5 win over the Angry Birds. Hemmytown 5-3 over the Cheesecakes. Hangry Moose 3-0 on the night. 10-3 over the Money Shots. Dutchmen go, I want to say that's 2-1 for them, an 8-6 win over the Sewer Kings. The Degenerates fall to the Slicers, in which Hoagie hurt my feelings with his very, very good play. So nothing but respect, but also I yanked your car. 9-7 Bravehearts over the Snipers, and the Tribe go 2-1 on the night. A big 7-4 win against the Blue Dragons. Two teams that we thought were going to be in the finals last season before a big win by the Dutchmen. What say ye about the 10-15 squad there, Dan? Oh, I think. Oh,
too many. Sorry, I was on mute. Too many to pick from, man. I look at this again. You see the Bravehearts won big games last night or on Tuesday night. I don't think they're talked about enough. I think they're kind of a quiet squad, comparable to some of the flashier teams, but they're slowly chipping away and slowly gaining a lot of momentum in the standings. And that line, I think it was Mob. Oh man, I'm going to screw this up. It was Mob, I forget who was on that line, but they played really, really well together. A lot of good cycling, and they're going to score a lot of goals. And putting up 9-7 over a really hot Snipers team, that's a big win for that squad.
It's a huge win. That's a very good point because South Beach was flying tonight. So to take them down 9-7, really, really well done. Yeah, I'd say Lost Boys going 2-1 on the night too after losing game 1. That's a real good play by them because they're in that top 5 group. They don't get the respect that they should get because you kind of got like the Tribe, the Snipers, and the Moose at the top, and then there's a couple teams just behind them, very close. But by that point, you're like 4-5. Let's focus.
If anybody's sleeping on the team that Mariota and ISO put together, is very mistaken. This is a very, very deep. That is a very deep team. Their lines are interchangeable. Their GM is an elite caliber goalie that also is an elite caliber forward. They've got a lot of options and a lot of ways that they can finish out the season and really just develop and get themselves ready for playoffs. I mean, at the level of play, that's where that team is. They probably don't even care that they're being talked about as much as the other teams, but they're a very tough squad.
Yes, sir. That is our Tuesday games. On to Wednesday. 9:15, the Slicers 5-4 over the Snipers. Big win for them. The Tribe continue to roll 6-4 over the Sewer Kings. Dragons taking down the Money Shots 9-3. Bravehearts 7-4 over the Cheesecakes. The Degenerates fall to the Lost Boys in a last-minute goal there. It was a great game by those two teams. 5-4, the Lost Boys taking that one in regulation. Dutchman over Himmytown 6-5, and the Hangry Moose having themselves a week 9-5 over the Angry Birds. What are we seeing here, Dan?
I mean, you look at those Hangry Moose. The Hangry Moose are playing excellent hockey. That's another team that has really diverse lines. Their goalkeeping is interchangeable. I don't know. I mean, they've just been impressive throughout. So when I look at a team like that in a matchup and they put up that many goals after finishing a Tuesday, that's scary. And I know Jay Bird and the boys down, him and Infinite are really trying to figure out their lines and get some points on the board and in the standings, especially in the second half of the season. But to come out hot like that, that's just putting things on notice.
Yes, sir. And on to 9:45, Sewer Kings. Big 10-1 win over the Money Shots there to start things off. Slicers taking down the Cheesecakes 8-1. Snipers taking down Lost Boys 10-3. Tribe 9-2 over Himmytown. Dragons 9-8 over the Moose. What a crazy game there. The Bravehearts take down the Dutchman 6-5, and the Degenerates 11-5 over the Angry Birds. What are we seeing there, Dan?
Look at those Snipers go. We were talking about the Lost Boys and how deep they are, and then they lose 10-3. Snipers are a really, really tough team. They're putting up points and clips and scoring a boatload of goals. So, impressive win off of another impressive team.
10:15 time slot. Sewer Kings go back-to-back wins 7-1 over the Slicers. Snipers, big rebound there, 12-5 over the Money Shots. Tribe 11-2 over the Cheesecakes. Dragons 9-8 over the Lost Boys. Big matchup there. Bravehearts 6-4 over Himmytown. Bravehearts had themselves a good week. The Hangry Moose 9-2 over the Degenerates. And the Dutchman take down the Angry Birds 11-4. The last game set of the night, setting the stage for week 5. What stands out here, Dan?
I got to give some love to my boys and be a little bit of a home. Got to give shout out to the Sewer Kings. It was not the Tuesday night that we wanted. They lost their game 1 against the Tribe, which that was a very close game. That was a hell of a battle. Won their second game on Wednesday and closed out with a big finish. So I got to tip my hats to the Sewer Kings. It's never easy following up an overnight and then losing your first game on a Wednesday. That puts, you get that sinking dread feeling like shit. So I got to give my boys props for putting up a big game to finish it out.
Win there indeed. Well, what does this mean in terms of standings? Well, we've got the Tampa Bay Tribe still at the top. What a crazy season, or at least first half of the season, that they've had only 5 losses for them. 19-4-1 for 57 points. The Hangry Moose in second had themselves a really great week too, and they're tied with the Blue Dragons, 19-5-0 for 52, whereas the Dragons are 17-6-1. Keep in mind that the overtime wins are not listed on here, so that's why Tampa and the Moose both have 19 wins, but Tampa's 5 points ahead because 5 Hangry Moose wins were in overtime. The more you know. 2 thumbs up. We've got the South Beach Snipers in fourth, 17-7-0 for 50 points. The Lost Boys, 13-9-2 for 41, tied with the Slicers, who have been pushing their way up the leaderboards again. Both those teams tied at 5. The Bravehearts, 12-12-0 for 36 points, tied with the Sewer Kings, so a tie at 7. The Degenerates find themselves out of the playoff picture for, I believe, the first time this season. 11-12-1 for them for 34 points, so they're not far behind, but don't like being out. The Dutchmen, they're with them as well, just 1 point behind, 11-12-1 for 33 points. Hemmytown, 10-13-1 for 31. Angry Birds, 7-16-1 for 22. The Portage Money Shots, 5-19-0 for 15, and those Scrappy Cheesegates, 2-22-0 for 5 points. Dan, we've got like 3 groupings here. We've got the top 4, all within 7 points. We've got the Lost Boys and the Slicers tied at 41 apiece, and then not far behind them, the Bravehearts and Sewer Kings with 36, the Degenerates with 34, the Dutchmen with 33, Hemmytown with 31. Angry Bird and Portage are in a bit of a spot, but with a lot of work and some stringing together some wins, they can put themselves right in that picture too.
Yeah, I mean, no one should be comfortable. Maybe if you're Tampa, like Tampa, top 3, top 4 are probably feeling pretty good about their season. I know they're all battling. They want that number 1 spot. I get it. But everybody else from 5 through really 12 should not be comfortable. No one should be comfortable. We've learned anything from past seasons, and you can look at last season. It's about just getting in the dance and putting in the time and just being ready, getting your lines ready for the end. Don't worry about what happened in the first half. If you're in the driver's seat and you're already in a spot, it's about winning. If you're out of it, it's about the same thing, but it's about like, okay, well, what can we fix as a team? Why are we losing these games? And having those honest conversations in those locker rooms. We're going to see more movement. I know we've seen numbers of teams that have just. Where was the Hangry Moose week 1? Like, where the Snipers were down there. The Slicers, like always, they've just started their chipping away a little earlier than last season or the season before. The Bravehearts is a rookie team. Sewer Kings. We have, let's see, Hangry Moose, South Beach, Lost Boys, Bravehearts, Sewer Kings. 5 teams in the playoff seeding are all rookie ownerships, which I love to see. That's stuff I look at.
Yep, Tampa being back at the top tells me 2 things. 1, JG and Mike have put
Still
together
cheating.
a fantastic team again. And 2,
I'll just say
it. 2, that shaman I hired on the dark web to put a curse on them was absolute horseshit in the end. So
yeah, dude, you use league funding. I mean, no, you didn't. You used your own money.
Well, that Bitcoin was there already. What are you guys talking about?
What are we talking about? Job's not finished. Mikey Prime Time says, "Yep, job's not finished." Sure. Nobody cared. Nobody only wants to be the regular season champ, right? I get it.
Also, what I expect that shaman to say when he emails me back when I ask him what the hell. We've got Showstopper out there too saying love you, Dan. There you go. A little bit of love Dan's way there. We got Papa Palpatine. Hey. What's up, Papa Palpatine? I saw your hidey ho earlier and I fucking didn't say anything. We've also got Seti in the chat saying, I'm cooking next couple weeks, boys, so watch out. That is bad news for everybody involved. We got Wax with the Gritty Goose. Also, shout out Gritty.
Say his name.
Say his name, and he appears. 3-peat for the GOAT, Jordan says City. Man, oh man, it's it. I mean, well, you guys are in third. You're in a great spot so far. Sorry, tied for second. Where's my head at? Big Truck saying definitely not finished. Yes, sir. Who just joined us here?
Say his name and he appears.
Oh!
It's our commissioner. Clap, clap.
Can't stand ya. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again.
Mostly Boston. What's up,
Stefan
Mikey? How you
Diggs
doing,
got caught on a boat with a pink bag of drugs.
You know it's good if it's a pink bag of drugs, right? Like if it's just white powder, you're like, all right, that's whatever. Everybody
No,
knows that.
man,
But
he's
if
on
it's
some
pink powder?
he's on some Hank White shit, man. Or Walter White, I mean, not
Yeah.
Hank White. Jeez.
Hey, yo, man, give me that Hank White special.
Hank,
Yo, dude, he's on that Hank Greenberg shit,
Yo,
dude.
Hank White is like a union leader in the
Yeah.
deep south somewhere.
Yeah. Why do you people keep talking about me? I tell you what, let's get this train back on the rails here quick. But before we do
Dude,
that,
that's my new chell. I needed a new chell name. Hank White it is, fella.
That
That's
I'm
what it
changing
is.
my
That's a
I'm
good
changing my theater name.
AG
right
says,
now.
I'm late. Can you start over? Son of a biscuit. All right. Just
Hey,
he-
listen,
is
if we're gonna start over for JG, just tag. Don't even bother tagging him individually. Just tag @owner. It's his favorite thing. He told me that earlier today.
That's right.
Oh,
Hold on. I got to play the music for a second. All right.
oh, we're so sorry, JD.
Music
No, he's
down.
not. No, he's not. Dan told me to say it. He just DM'd me.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
everybody? Thank you for signing up. LiveWire, Sean, hey, I'm not alone. Also, it's Friday. Go fuck yourself. Back last Dan, everybody. How you doing, Daniel? Hey, we also got Mikey. Mikey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? All right.
Hey, @JG, what's up?
Looking at the scores, 9:45, 10:15. We got and then we got the money shots over pretty great. Sold, the man in the back with the red hat.
It's like the Micro Machines guy.
This is crazy. Listen, Sean, I'm way too vroom for this. You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me.
They asked, I appeased. But before we get on with it, Mikey, how you doing, buddy? How's things?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm man, what a night of sixes of scouting last night, dude. I had a fucking blast.
That was good times. That was real good stuff. Minus the whole game
Yeah,
knocked down
buddy.
a whole lot. But let's get into our points leaders. And man, this man just continues to shine bright. It's Crave Dog at the top, 102 points at the halfway point. Have we had a 200-point player yet?
Oh,
I don't
think
believe
so.
you have.
Don't think so. So he's
not
on
200.
pace. That is absolutely crazy.
That's
And
pretty
just
gross.
Behind him, there's a couple people not too far away. Hoagie in second place with 98, had himself a week. Boss Games TV has been at the top of this list for a long time, 93 for him. Caustic with 89, Carney with 82. How crazy is it that Carney's in fifth place? Like that's just the other scores that we're seeing right now is absolutely crazy.
Man.
We got Mewtwo in 6th with 80. Zeph and Zaner, 78 and 76 respectively. Scub Daddy with 76 as well. So they're tied for 8th. And Mowski with 75.
Scub Daddy is having a career season. Watch out for the Scub, man. Career season. If you look at stats season over season, he's playing out of his mind. I love watching it.
Hey, just to follow up on what Dan said, man. Oh, was it?
Hitting insight that we look for.
Yeah.
Dude,
Have you ever considered this? Cool.
Yeah.
And how about our, we got a little bit of a race for the rookie point leader here, too. Zeph and Zaner, 78 and 76, just 2 points separating them.
yeah.
And
Both
Mowski nipping at their
so
heels
close.
as well.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Highly touted. All three, but both those boys are playing out of their minds. That's a lot of points for a rookie. Playing really good hockey.
Imitated, never duplicated.
Never.
I read that on the bottom of a Surge can once.
That's undeniable.
I'm sure it just said, like, don't replicate this. It's, like, by FBI trademark.
Yeah, no trademark infringement,
Yeah.
but I completely read it wrong.
Like, pave your own path.
Yeah, like, oh man, I gotta quit being an electrician and be a paver now.
Pave your own.
Jerk your own. Never mind. We've got Crave
Yeah, I'd
Dog
pave
leading
paradise.
in goals as well with 62 for him. Hoagie, same 1 and 2 as points leaders right here. We got Hoagie in second with 59. Caustic with 52. Scub Daddy, like we talked about, big season for him, 50. At the halfway point. Zayner with 48. Mayers with 48. Another rookie right there. Boss Games TV and Carney with 46 apiece. And Mewtwo and Jaybird with 44. Crave Dog leading both categories, gentlemen. He's having himself a season. That was the part where you guys say something.
I'm sorry, I missed who you said. Are you talking about Crave Dog? Is that who you said, or Hoagie?
Yeah, Crave Dog having himself a season. Crave Dog and Hoagie, actually.
Yeah, I just feel bad talking about the Hangry Moose all the time just because I play there. So I'd rather not throw flowers at Crave Dog.
How's this, Mikey? I'll talk about Crave, man.
Yeah, because Crave's getting toxic in our locker room, and I'm sick of glad handing him and washing his back for him. So you take the lead on that.
Yeah, I'll take the loofah. Thanks.
Please.
No, Crave has been here. I don't know how many seasons. It's 5. He wasn't here season 1, but he's been here a long time. He's put up points. I mean, galore. He was either number 1, number 2, number 3. I think every season for 5 seasons. Won the goals title, points title last season. On pace to set records this season. I think for him, it's all about the cup. Awesome locker room guy, has played on I don't know how many teams in this league. But yeah, that's a dude that is elite level, all around. So it's good to see somebody that is playing at that level, that is elevating his team. Also, I think that's a big thing for him, for sure.
Like, not only is he one of the best dudes in the Discord, but Jesus, this is real good glazing for him, eh? But you earned a ton of respect in my book when you went up to him there, Mikey, and said, hey, like, there's a chance we don't make the playoffs. Crave Dog should be in the playoffs. And he refused and said, no, I'm here. I'm sticking with you guys, and we're going to do this. And you guys made the playoffs. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's just what a testament to who he is as a player and just a natural born leader. Like, he was like, yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but let's try and stick this thing out. And he just says little things while he's playing. He doesn't. It's the speak softly and carry a big stick type mentality.
Right.
Like, when something needs to be said, he'll say it. But 9 times out of 10, he kind of lets you do what you're going to do and make sure everyone's where they're supposed to be. So it's very refreshing.
I prefer the extremely loud with a very tiny stick approach.
Right.
Why I do media. On to the assist leaders. We've got Hatfield Kid. A shout out Hatfield on the Slicers. Played against him this week, and man, he was a menace.
He's having a season, man.
Yes, sir.
He's having a season. I think. I don't think he personally was loving the way he played last season, or at least the way it ended up for him. But he's having a monster season. He won Defensive Player of the Season. What was it? Season 4, season 5?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think he's trying to make a statement, and he's. I think his offensive game and his passing is drastically taken a step up percentage-wise, and that's huge.
His play very much reminded me of Wax in that he can be a stay-at-home defenseman, but also one that can jump into the play and do that very well. So,
not only can he be a stay-at-home defenseman, he could be a stay-at-home dad if he wanted to. He's like that talented.
He is pretty good.
On Fox.
Like that, man.
And he's going to find out that balancing shell life and a baby is harder than it sounds.
Yeah, putting a diaper, like, those like shitty like intros like of all those sitcoms. Like, he's putting a diaper on his Xbox and he's like, wait a second.
Yeah. I call him my big tipper, my little big tipper. I always enjoy watching the count drop by 10 people every time we go that route. We're still on. We got a trio of Lost Boys here in the second, third, and fourth spot. Mowski, Booyah, and Bots, 56, 56, and 47 respectively. JG just behind them at 46. First member of the tribe showing up there. I expect to see more. We got one more at the bottom there. Octo Daddy, there he is. Always on these assist charts. 42, tied with K Dieter, 13-13. I have no idea who K Dieter is. I don't know if I've ever played him.
You have. He's an old AGL vet who just found his way over here recently, and
Sick.
yeah, good player, man, good D man, and he can score when he's asked to.
Fantastic. Just behind him is Zephyrus with 40, tied with Crave Dog, and then Wax. Shout out Wax in the 10th spot with 39. A lot of familiar names on that list. Looking at the hits, we got a 2-3-way kind of battle going on here. T Majors is a little bit back, but I know he can make up that ground. G-Wits leading it over Jaybird so far. It has been a minute since Jaybird hasn't been at the top of this list, so expect him to have 800 hits next week. But G-Wits is the tops for now, and even 200 on the season. Jaybird with 185. T Mazer, shout out T Mazer, 160. Brew, shout out Brew too. Don't see him on the list too much. Good to see him up there. 134 for him. Mayers, the first rookie showing up on the hitters ballot here with 126. Big Truck with 124. Scub Daddy with 115, Hatfield with 111, That Man Jay with 88, and SETI with 87. And I can't believe it's only 87 because I feel like 86 of those are on me.
Yeah, I feel that too. I was like, wow, that seems low for him.
On to the interception leaders, and this is what we were talking about with Crave Dog. Really stepping up on the defensive side of things too, while putting up elite numbers. 139 interceptions for him. Wax Poetic with 119, shout out Wax. Mowski with 118, Octo Daddy with 116, Jean Game Boy with 113, tied with John Hancock for the 5th spot. Infinite Madness, hey, shout out Infinite Madness for all the graphics again tonight, by the way. The dude's an absolute gem. An absolute gem. So shout out Infinite Madness, and thank you so much for everything again, buddy. 111 for him. Maximus with 109, Caustic with 106, and why am I so raw? 105.
Why are you? Is really the question.
That to get
the hard question.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Why am I so raw? All right, let's keep it going here with the takeaway leaders. Crave Dog again, still at the top, 73. Caustic with 71. Octo Daddy with 67. Hatfield Kid with 66. Mewtwo, Stefano, and Hoagie all tied for 5th with 63. Biz just one back with 62. G-Wits with 59. And Why Am I So Raw with 59 as well, tied for 9th. Blocked shots wise, Coffee Time still at the top of this list here. He's got 31. Kaner, I believe, has mostly been playing forward, so 28 for him is big. Wax with 26. Why Am I So Raw with 22. DBC with 21. Smokey Pickle with 20. Not Luigi, Octo Daddy, and Phoenix all with 19. And Tails with 18. On to the save percentage leaders here. Boy, oh boy, the numbers are spicy. We got Aquino and Yo-Yo Hockey, both with an 800 save percentage. Bulky Microbe just
crazy
0.01 behind that. Gritty, shout out Gritty with a 770. Vin with a 760. BMAC with a 750, tied with Take It Easy. Section 8 with 740. Easy Dunk with 740. Both Dragons got the same 7 over them. And Coronado with a 730. Shout out Coronado. Gentlemen, Aquino and Yo-Yo, Bulky, Gritty. These goalies are playing out of their mind.
Yeah, they are. And we've seen insane goaltending. I think for the size of the league, I think there was some concern. Is there enough goalies to go around? And I think we're not only seeing that there's enough goalies, but really excellent gameplay this season. High percentage, making really insane plays. It's a pleasure to see. Very tough to play against.
Yeah, man, like if you showed that list that from 10 to 20, like that list would be a who's who. Like this is like obviously top tier goaltending, but it speaks volumes to the depth in this league from top to bottom. There's a lot of good goaltending going on right now.
Sir, let's finish it off here with the goals against leaders. Yo-Yo Hockey, Aquino, both right at that 4 goals against mark, which is crazy in this league with all the skill power. You know what I mean. When people play good, hard to stop.
Yeah, with all the star killers.
Yeah, there we go. Finally. English tricky. But Two big names there right at the top, 407 and 408 respectively. Gritty, shout out Gritty with a 471. Bulky Microbe with a 489. Easy Dunk with a 524. Take It Easy with a 533. Rose Pedal Killer, shout out Rose 535. Vin with a 543. Highborn with a 562. And BMAC with a 571. Gentlemen, the goalies have just been killing it in both stats.
And that speaks right there to what I was just saying about that second list of 10 to 20. You got two new additions on here that weren't on the list before with Rose Petal Killer and Highborn Pigeon. And they've been playing lights out all season, both of them respectively. And again, yeah, I mean, there's not much more you can say. It's super cool to see that we have this much talent in goaltending in the league.
Says try out a mission for 3 straight Vezina winners, and that would be right. That would be it was BMAC last season, and then it was Hawks the season
Aviator,
before, right? Or was it Hawks or Aviator?
I thought it was Aviator, and then Hawks was there the season before, the other way around, one of the two.
I thought it was. Yeah, I wanted to say it was Aviator.
No, it was the season before because Hawks won the Vezina there, and then we GM together this past season when BMAC won it.
Yeah,
good call.
Yeah, goalies. Really killing it. Well, shout out to everybody after week 4. It's been a great season so far. You can see the stories evolving. You can see all these groupings in the standings. Each game from here on out means that much more. The first half of the season is just setting the chess pieces up. The second half is playing it out. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, it is going to be a battle to the finish. And we got a couple of trades to talk about that happened right after the end of games for week 4. A big time trade here. Zeph going to the Dutchman and Dex going to the Sewer Kings. I haven't played much with Zeph, but Dan, I know you and the Sewer Kings are going to be very happy with Dex. That man, all that man does is score goals.
Yeah. And I think this is really just a matter of two teams trying to mix it up. I think the Dutchmen want to be in a different spot than they'd be at halfway through the season, especially after the performance and the finals appearance last season. I think for them, it's trying to mix it up, and I think the same thing for the Sewer Kings is just trying to change up lines and see what's going to work. I think this is a good trade for both these teams.
Dutchman getting Zafarias back. I mean, Zafarias has been highly touted right from the beginning, so it's a pretty even trade.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. He's an awesome player.
Absolutely. So big shakeup here, but one that I think both teams were looking for, and I think it's one of those really good trades. And then we had a big trade here. We had N Manning and Bubba Hash going to the Flying Dutchman with Vin and Aviator.
Yeah, this is breaking news, by the way. This wasn't posted. This is breaking news.
Not posted yet. Breaking news.
But people have been notified already, right? I didn't just...
Yes.
The players have been notified, but this is our announcement to the league right now. So sound the alarm. Yeah. Breaking news.
Is this
Mikey Diesel exclusive?
Is this 2 goalies going to the money shots?
Yeah, but Vin's been skating out a little bit more, so I don't know if what the plans are for the Portage money shots with that, but they do have 2 top tier goaltenders coming their way.
Kino saying, wasn't Aviator already on the money shots? Oh, so it's wait. Yeah, it's wrong. Aviator's going.
Is the graphic wrong?
That makes way more sense. I was like,
sorry.
Yeah, Aviator and Bubba are flipped. Okay, so it's Vin and Bubba.
I'll fix it.
For Manning and Aviator. That makes way more sense. Vin going one way, Aviator going the other. 2 very, very, very good goalies. It didn't make sense that they were both going one team because I was like, this is 2 top goalies.
Yeah, dude.
What is going on here?
I got it backwards. My brain sometimes doesn't work.
Well, that's better than me because none of the time my brain works. So you're already halfway better than me.
Wasn't Manning? Wasn't Bubba Hash already on the money shots? Yeah, so he would be going to the Dutchman. So it's got to be Manning and Vin for
Manning.
Aviator.
Yeah, I got it backwards. I got it all backwards.
But even then, that's Aviator and Bubba. That's 2 goalies right there going to the Dutchman too. So Finn and Manning the other way.
Nice.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Very interesting, yeah. Like it.
Yes, sir.
It's a bit of a slow week for trades too. I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a flurry of trades, so
That's
I'm
what
sure next
week
week's
is
going to be
for.
hot.
Next week will be insane.
Next 2
Yeah.
weeks even. Because we're going to remember the trade deadline is 2 weeks from now.
End of week 6.
End of week 6. And it's whenever LiveWire ends.
Yeah.
So it'll be anywhere from 9:30 to 10 o'clock.
And what we're going to do, this is a little cart in front of the horse, but all the trades that do get processed will not be announced until the show. So everyone finds out together at the same time, all the trades and everything that goes on. We think it kind of makes it a little more exciting.
Sir, and you know what? It was actually kind of, we had like 10 trades or something to announce.
Yeah, we had a lot.
Oh, there were a
We had a
ton.
lot.
It was a killer show.
Get who it was though, and I'm not even gonna mention any names, but I remember in the chat somebody was traded to somebody's team, and that person in the chat went, "Hey man, welcome to the team. Can't wait to play with you." And then, like the next slide was them getting traded to another team.
Yeah, they got flipped again.
I was like, no, it was the person in the chat that got traded.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
you can laugh at it now. At the time, it was like, I feel terrible.
Yeah. Well, you were an owner back then too. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. Well, gentlemen, do we want to announce? Do we have any announcements sixes wise? I guess we could say how the draft's going to be decided.
Oh, Dan, yeah,
Yeah.
please. Fuck yeah.
It's going to be a 6-man match, just like how we do things for the VVHL. We're going to do it in a simulated wrestling match because why the hell not, man? So it'll be a 6-man Falls Count Anywhere match. I already know some of the names is like Roman Reigns, I believe Mankind, Undertaker, and I forget the other ones, but we'll have that next week.
Undertaker.
Or maybe this Sunday. Maybe this Sunday.
Ooh.
If Sean's around.
Hey, could
We'll
be.
see.
That means keep your eyes peeled for a flash draft lottery show possibly out of nowhere. So be prepared. 'Cause
Out
we
of
spring
nowhere.
these on you.
From out of nowhere.
We spring them
Yeah,
on
it'll
you
be fun.
sometimes out of nowhere. It'll be great.
I love it.
Catch you by surprise if you're not looking.
Exactly. It's happening right now. No, it's not. It would have been cool if it was, though. That'd be kind of. All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday.
It's
looking
Friday
forward to
day,
the weekend.
night.
Party and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun,
Hey.
the lobby's
fun.
going.
We appreciate
Yeah,
y'all being with us here tonight. It's a great first half of the season. Second half is just going to be this times 10. The emotions are going to be running high, and the skill on the ice is going to be at an all-time peak. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Let's do a quick round table before we shut things down for tonight, though. Dan, anything you want to tell the crowd before we call it a night? I'm super rude, man. I'm sorry. I can't.
No, nothing crazy, man. Just, keep cool. Tempers flare sometimes. I think we're the deeper in the season, the more sometimes you lose, the more sometimes you care. You get a little bit more frustrated. Just quick, overall reminder, it's a game. It's just a game. Not worth getting upset about, and not worth saying something dumb. It's okay. And if you see something that shouldn't happen, put in a ticket, report it to your owner, and we'll square it away. That's it. Just trust the process. That's all I want to leave everything with. It's all love.
Very well said. Very well said. Yeah, zero times has yelling in the gen chat ever worked. Literally
Never.
zero. Mikey, how about yourself?
Yeah, man. Just what you guys said. Everything's going well, man. So thanks to everyone. I just made a big order on KXK to get my Dry Wick South Beach Snipers Daddy Diesel shirt for my baseball
dude.
undershirt. The color's sick, dude. The black with like the pink and the blue. It's just
Yes.
it's
looks
too
so
good to pass up. So I'm gonna, as soon as it comes in, it's gonna be my new baseball undershirt, dude. And I couldn't be happier.
And I
about
have
it.
your they're ready to send. I already got them for you, by the way. Like they're all
Oh
set.
fuck yeah! Oh right on, dude. So yeah, man, it's just super cool. And yeah, keep it going, man. Keep this place being the best league out there. Fucking love you guys.
Love you too, buddy. It's
You're the best.
It is it's a team effort through and through. Fat Man and Dan just killed it with the Sixers drafting night 1. So, man, just keeps getting better. Showstopper says Sewer Kings for life.
Cow blast the
Sweet.
motherfucker.
Cow blaster. Also saying Bubba is a wing. Oh, okay. Why am I?
You're a wing.
Oh, I'm thinking of something
You're a wing,
totally different. Hey, you could be my wingman any day. All right. It's just devolving into me trying different voices on the mic. I tell you what, everybody, thank you for being with us here tonight. It was a great week 4. Week 5 is just around the corner. Be with us here on Tuesday. We're gonna have all the games for you again. Probably a couple of quad boxes, maybe a few select games to display.
Quad box
Brought to you by Oregon Crunch.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Dude, Infinite put the regular Crunch logo on the quad box. I loved it so much. It's my favorite thing.
A subsidiary of the Oregon Corporation.
That's right. Oregon Corp.
That sounds like a cyberpunk
Until
thing.
Oliver Oregon Crunch takes it over. Oregon Crunch, the 6th takes it over and ruins it.
What do you mean Nakatashi works for the Oregon Corp?
I think it's about time we form a lobby here.
Yeah. Let's play some hockey.
Oh
Let's
my
have a good
God.
time.
Let's get silly.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get silly.
Let's
Yeah,
get
man.
silly. Have a great Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. Love y'all. Peace.